Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. This article comes to you guys from the Intelligencer. I hope I said that right, .net. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys could check it out. So this is ridiculous. This is really ridiculous that this is even happening, especially AT&T being part of the FirstNet, the network for first responders, being told that they cannot build. Like, they're being outright denied a application to build a wireless tower. So AT&T sues city of Wheeling over denial of wireless tower application. So that's unlawful, right? The FCC put that into place. Like, most of these have to be approved. I mean, it's still within reason, right? If it's like, there's certain situations where you just can't build the wireless tower in that specific area, but you can always meet each other 50-50, right? You halfways, hey, we can camouflage, we can do a tree, we can, it can be figured out. But to outright deny the application is just crazy, in my opinion. And that's why AT&T is suing the city. And when, everything gets brought out, like rules and memos stating that the FCC doesn't give the municipalities the authority to really deny, especially a network that's meant for first responders. I mean, the city's going to ultimately lose this, right? They're going to lose. They're going to have to at some point approve this application. It's going to have to happen. This shouldn't have even happened. This should have not been denied. If there was an issue, it should have been worked out. But if this ever gets to the FCC, they're just going to push it through. They're going to tell the cities, hey, this has to be done. Especially if it's lack of coverage, lack of service for first responders. So this is just crazy to me that this is even happening still. That this is crazy. Verizon is dealing with this. T-Mobile as well. T-Mobile is dealing with this too. But AT&T has fought back, and they're suing the city over a denial of a wireless tower. So for the second part of the video, just briefly wanted to kind of give you guys my first impressions of, and I'll make several more videos of the AT&T network. Right, I haven't tested that in a very long time. It's been since like 2019. It gives me some different perspective because I've only been using T-Mobile, so it gives me different perspective. And what I will say, I will point this out right away, and I've said it in the Internet Air video as well. AT&T with the C-band and DoD combo has a ton of capacity on air. I cannot stress that enough. Even though it's not the 140, 160, 180 megahertz that we've seen from the competition, the 120, right, the 80 megahertz of C-band and the 40 megahertz aggregated of DoD, those two channels alone for AT&T doing a lot of damage, especially in the market on the postpaid side that has about 23-24% share and growing. They have a lot of capacity on air. So that piece I'm not really worried about. I've been on a sector from a site like 3 miles away from the site, still doing 600-700 megabits. I mean, that's crazy. So the capacity from a first impressions perspective, it's there. It's there all over the market. Wherever they have the C-band and DoD combo deployed, it's great. It's a huge accomplishment by the team, and they will further build on that momentum, on that capacity momentum, by adding the rest of the C-band and DoD to the rest of the sites that don't have it. So that's coming up this year. By the end of the year, I'm told like 97% of sites will have C-band and DoD upgraded and on air by that time. So that's going to show a big boost on median speeds, which I already anticipate to see a big boost when the next route report comes out for El Paso. But by the end of the year, I'm expecting an even bigger boost for median downlink speeds on AT&T. Now, the density issue is being addressed. It's being addressed with C-RAN, but the C-RAN, unfortunately, are not coming with C-band and DoD just yet. That's coming at a later time, but the uplink is starting to get better too. So they still have an NR layer on the C-RAN. It's just not mid-band. So there's like an N66 and N2. That radio is added in on the C-RAN. So we should see a little bit of a boost on the uplink as well as they further densify the market. So that's just what I wanted to talk about, right? First impressions, the capacity is there. For those of you who saw the first video of the wireless testing and then the Internet Air, that's the first conclusion. The capacity is there. Even on sites, even on non-C-band sites, they're doing 200 to 300 megabits. So they got a ton of capacity in the market. And even as the RSRP drops off, we get into the cell edge, there's still a ton of capacity. I mean, that's the bottom line. Now, the latency issue, I'm trying to see what they can do, because I'm even skeptical now that once they move to an SA core, the latency is still going to be horrible here. It's been this way since 2012. I've tested AT&T on that Plano server for years now, and the latency has always been bad. I mean, it's just horrible latency. When now that I'm really breaking it down and I'm testing, just pinging apple.com can be 150, 160 millisecond pings. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So that's just a quick first impressions of the AT&T network. I'm doing some further testing. Calling is great too, by the way. That's always been a strong point for them, at least in my market. And of course, I'm speaking anecdotally. So you guys could have totally different experiences in your area. And I've seen comments of people saying that they don't have anywhere close to the type of capacity that I'm showing. And I'm telling you guys right now, I'm seeing that in a lot of areas in my market. So let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments. Like, share, subscribe if you're new. Follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Live. See y'all in the next one. Peace.